Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the best songs to include on your Halloween party playlist.
I am the shadow on the moon at night, filling your dreams to the brim with fright.
Number 20, Bad Moon Rising, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
I see the bad moon rising.
A lot of the fun around picking Halloween songs can be the creative subtext behind some old school classics. Bad Moon Rising was already a hit for Creedence Clearwater Revival years before its inclusion on the soundtrack to An American Werewolf in London.
If I bow bum, I smell the blood of an Englishman.
It's a perfect fit for the film's blackly comedic tone, however, since writer-director John Landis decided to include a soundtrack that was full of moon references. The decision to play Bad Moon Rising on Halloween should certainly succeed in waking the wolf within even the tamest devil's night bash.
There's a bad moon on the right.
Number 19, Runnin' with the Devil, Van Halen. This song from Van Halen's classic self-titled debut album doesn't need to be a theme to a horror movie to fit into the Halloween spirit. That obnoxiously hard-hitting bass thump from Michael Anthony leads the charge with his all-time hard rock banger. Runnin' with the Devil is the sort of tune that makes us raise our collective fists and yell. It's heavy, but approachable, catchy, and has plenty of attitude. There's no real darkness or malevolence to the song, but the wordplay of the title feels right at home for the reason of the season. Number 18, Spooky Scary Skeletons, Andrew Gold.
Spooky, scary skeletons send shivers down your spine.
The 1980s was a halcyon decade for great, cheap Halloween tapes that could be found at your local department store. These cassettes were often jam-packed with creepy music and sound effects that were perfect at parties. Andrew Gold attempted to fill this void in 1996, a period that was long since removed from Halloween music's golden years. The original Spooky Scary Skeletons harkens back to the OG Halloween records of old.
We're so sorry, skeletons, you're so misunderstood.
And the story could have easily ended at this point. However, modern internet forums have resurrected the ghost of Spooky Scary Skeletons and its xylophone for a new, ironically appreciative audience.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Your shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight.
Number 17, The Purple People Eater, Sheb Woolley.
One big eye, like a Mr. Shaking in the city. It looks like a purple people eater to me.
Every Halloween playlist needs a good novelty song, right? The Purple People Eater from Sheb Woolley is a fun and relatively innocent Halloween jam, a relic from the bygone past. Still, the sincerity of its execution makes it a perfect pick for younger kids enjoying a slightly less spooky Halloween.
It was a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater.
The desire of this titular people eater to simply rock out and have a good time allows Woolley's song to be silly and lighthearted. The pop instrumentation is also catchy, with a chorus that's instantly memorable. What can we say? They call them classics for a reason.
That's not the reason that I came to life.
I want to get a job in a rock and roll band.
Well, bless my soul, rock and roll, flying purple people eater.
Number 16, Werewolves of London, Warren Zevon.
Werewolves of London.
This one's admittedly a softball, but no Halloween playlist is complete without this late 70s jam. Warren Zevon only reached the Billboard Top 40 charts once, and it was with this song that initially started out as a joke. Werewolves of London was inspired by the horror movie of the same name, but is far from scary. The song is instead just a classic rock jam with a jaunty atmosphere and lyrics inspired by timeless scary movies. The reference to famous werewolf actor Lon Chaney Jr. is fun. It makes Werewolves of London a song that gets wheeled out every Halloween season.
You better stay away from him. He'll rip your lungs out, Jim. I'd like to meet his tailor.
Number 15, Bring Me to Life, Evanescence. The The success of Evanescence back in the early 2000s was timed perfectly with rising public interest in Gothic-influenced rock and metal. Bring Me to Life may not have been written with Halloween specifically in mind, but the atmosphere at play within the song's production and execution lend it a comparable feeling. Then there's that title, which could cheekily be snuck onto a playlist of all things undead and rising. Bring Me to Life was a radio hit for Evanescence, but it was their dedication to expanding this sound that earned them fans for life. Number 14, Highway to Hell, ACDC. It's a perfect storm of sorts, an AC/DC track that helped define their early career while also serving as a swan song for the group's inimitable lead singer Bon Scott. AC/DC didn't always sound malevolent, but songs like Highway to Hell and Night Prowler, taken from the same album, actually tied it into some real-life true crime. The notorious Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, was reportedly a fan and took inspiration from the latter tune. Highway to Hell, in the meantime, possesses a less troubling pedigree, but is no less awesome a choice for a Halloween jam. That iconic riff, Scott's wailing vocals, it's simply one of AC/DC's finest musical hours. Number 13, Dead Man's Party, Oingo Boingo.
It's a dead man's party. Who could ask for more?
Danny Elfman is probably best known today for composing iconic film scores like Batman and Beetlejuice. However, those paying attention back in the 1980s will likely also remember Elfman's old band, Oingo Boingo. Their song, Dead Man's Party, was featured in the Rodney Dangerfield flick Back to School, the same year it was released on vinyl.
Everybody's coming, leave your body at the door.
The tune possesses throbbing bass and devilish melodies, while Elfman's vocals are cool, quirky, and unlike many of his contemporaries. Dead Man's Party honestly enjoys a vibe all its own, and this is definitely a good thing. Number 12, Disturbia, Rihanna.
No more gas in the red, can't even get started. Nothing heard, nothing said, can't even speak about it.
It's unclear as to whether or not the writers that composed Disturbia for Rihanna back in 2008 were aware of the psychological thriller of the same name. That flick was only released a year prior, however, so it's totally possible that Disturbia may owe some sort of debt to it. This song was a huge success for Rihanna, regardless of any surmised thematic connections, and the accompanying video is executed with an appropriately moody darkness. It's this combination of electro dance beats and thick grooves that helps make Disturbia a comparatively more recent addition to your Halloween shenanigans.
Disturbia, as we like the darkness is the light. Disturbia, my scary night.
Number 11, Superstition, Stevie Wonder.
There is superstition. Writings on the wall.
Those who are seeking to bring a little funk into their Halloween season need look no further than this 70s banger from Stevie Wonder. Superstition is one of the soul and jazz icon's most well-known and beloved songs. This is with good reason too, since Wonder basically sets a template here for other funk groups to follow in his musical wake.
Superstition ain't the way.
The spookiness of real-life superstitions play into the song's lyrics, while Wonder's clavinet creates an earworm melody for their ages. It's basically impossible not to smile and get down when Superstition is on, and isn't getting together with friends half the fun of any Halloween gathering?
But you don't understand when you're Superstition ain't the way.
Number 10, Somebody's Watching Me, Rockwell.
I'm just an average man with an average life. I work from 9 to 5. Hey, hell, I pay the price.
This song combines fear with paranoia to play on the spooky theme of having that feeling that you're being watched. On this debut single from Rockwell, Jermaine and Michael Jackson provide backing vocals to give the chorus a slick Motown feel.
I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy.
The song is well produced and feels cinematic, like listeners are the stars of their own horror movie, which is great for a day like Halloween.
Who's playing tricks on me?
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Number 9. Monster Mash. Bobby Boris Pickett.
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight.
Even though it was a simple novelty song, it seems that the novelty still hasn't worn off for this Halloween tune. Released just 3 days before All Hallows Eve in 1962, the song is a comedic retelling of the Frankenstein story in which a mad scientist creates a dancing monster.
And suddenly, to my surprise, he did the monster mash.
The song recognizes its own kishiness and plays with it by incorporating sound effects like the sound of a bubbling cauldron and nails on a chalkboard.
Easy go, you impetuous young boy.
Number 8. Bark at the Moon. Ozzy Osbourne. This song has great narrative content that makes it perfect for Halloween. Ozzy tells the story of a town terrorized by a mythical beast which kills many of the townsfolk. Just when they thought it was gone, it comes back, and the instrumentation parallels the return of the beast with frantic power chords. The song was promoted with Ozzy's first music video, which flips the script as Ozzy becomes the beast in question before being committed to a mental institution. Number 7. Welcome to My Nightmare. Alice Cooper.
Welcome to my nightmare.
I think you're gonna like it.
Cooper excels at creepy, fun songs like Feed My Frankenstein. But this song is by far the best executed of the two. It's a mixture of different genres, like jazz, hard rock, and disco. And that all comes together to give the song a theatrical quality that's great for a day of make-believe.
Welcome to my nightmare.
Cooper plays up the song's creepy vibe in the music video, performing in demonic makeup and combating ghoulish forces. Cooper later performed the song on The Muppet Show, cementing its status as a Halloween staple for people of all ages.
Welcome to my breakdown.
Number 6. Don't Fear the Reaper. Blue Oyster Cult.
All our times have come.
The hypnotic signature riff off this track is enticing enough to put anyone in a weird trance. Also, on top of that, the song's subject matter is pretty macabre as the lyrics focus on the inevitability of death and the futility of fearing it.
Come on, baby, don't fear the reaper. Baby, take my hand, don't fear the reaper.
The way the singer's voice echoes throughout the chorus gives a haunting effect that is perfect for listeners getting themselves into an eerie mood. In fact, it's so eerie that it was featured in Halloween and inspired Stephen King to write The Stand. But we still think it could use more cowbell.
Come on, baby, she had no fear. And she ran to him.
Number 5. Ghostbusters. Ray Parker Jr.
Something strange in your neighborhood. Who you gonna call?
This song has a fun, playful tone that matches the film it accompanies 100%. After watching late night TV, Parker was inspired by the cheesy commercials that would come on during that time. The kookiness of the song's content over that upbeat 80s groove gives the song a nostalgic vibe that is perfect for Halloween.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
The song was such a hit that it stayed at number 1 on the charts for 3 weeks. In addition to that, it was nominated for an Oscar. Number 4. I Put a Spell on You. Screamin' Jay Hawkins.
I put a spell on you.
Originally envisioned as a distinguished love ballad, the entire band was intoxicated during the recording session, leading to Hawkins' raw and guttural vocal delivery. Inspired by the unnerving vocals, radio DJ Alan Freed offered Hawkins $300 to emerge from a coffin on stage. Hawkins embraced this new performance aesthetic, developing an eccentric stage persona to go with it, which included the prominent use of voodoo imagery, and inadvertently became a pioneer of shock rock in the process.
I will follow you.
Number 3. Time Warp, the Rocky Horror Picture Show cast. Taken right out of the film, this song has come to have a life of its own. The track may be a parody of instructional dance songs, but that hasn't stopped it from getting people out on the dance floor.
It's just a jump to the left. With your hands on your hips.
Due to the film's over-the-top attitude and quirkiness, the tune has a playful quality that people can relate to, especially around Halloween time. Time Warp has been covered many times over the years and is one of the main audience participation activities during screenings of the film. Number 2. This is Halloween, the Nightmare Before Christmas cast.
Come with us and you will see. This our town of Halloween. This is Halloween.
Wouldn't you like to see something strange? This song is reminiscent of older tunes of the 1960s, like the theme from the Munsters. Performed by the citizens of Halloween Town and headed by none other than composer Danny Elfman himself, it humanizes the strange characters, but still keeps that element of scary fun, attractive to both children and adults.
Hey, this is Halloween. Red and black.
Bloody green.
Aren't you scared?
Well, that's just fine.
Marilyn Manson later re-recorded the song for the 2008 album Nightmare Revisited, but it's the original that remains a Halloween favorite.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Thriller, Michael Jackson.
It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark.
At our number 1 spot, we have one of the most recognizable songs of all time. Coming as the title track off history's best-selling album ever, the tune also has all the makings of a horror movie, with the sound of the creaking door, howling dogs, and Vincent Price's ominous voice interspersed between Jackson's singing parts.
Grisly ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom.
The 1950s B-movie-inspired music video only adds to the song's reputation as a Halloween classic. In the video's most iconic scene, Jackson leads actors costumed as zombies in a choreographed dance routine that, admit it, we've all tried to duplicate more than once.
Girl, I can feel you more than any ghost would have dared try.
Do you have a go-to Halloween playlist? Let us know in the comments.
I don't wanna be buried in a pet cemetery.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.